Okay, so this is the Krakatoa 1883 eruption. So the eruption took place over the Indian, Australian, and Eurasian tectonic plates, which is one of the highest seismic and volcanic activity areas in the world. And Krakatoa in specific is a northeast subduction. So basically, how it happened is there was intense seismic activity, as is usual of the region. But this is the first time it actually caused like a super big volcanic event. There was only one previous eruption in the 1600s, and the first volcanic disturbance was in 1883, which is when all the volcanoes on the island were active. But Krakatoa in particular had the worst eruptions of these, and so the eruptions actually started on June 16th, and there were just constant eruptions and explosion sounds for 2 months. And Krakatoa wasn't very inhabited, but these could be heard from surrounding towns, island towns, and some of the strongest ones were heard in Australia and even South Africa, which is actually insane. So yeah. And then these eruptions had a huge human impact because they caused thousands of deaths, like tens of thousands of deaths. Yeah, Krakatoa was uninhabited, like I said, but the coastal towns were devastated by tsunamis, which the seismic waves and pressure waves from the explosions and eruptions caused. So yeah, these killed a bunch of people, 31,000, and everything was destroyed. Even the island that Krakatoa was on, Krakatoa, was just destroyed. 2/3 of the island was gone after it. And another 4,000 people about died from pyroclastic flows, which are combinations of like steam and debris and just flow from the volcanoes. And these flowed for over 40 miles, which is absolutely this huge distance. And one of the nearby towns, Merak, was completely destroyed by a tsunami. That was gone. And so yeah, there were accounts of people on some coastal towns nearby, and the moment of the eruption, they were just searching for safety at the highest points possible to try to dodge the tsunamis, but this didn't work. Most people who tried to do this just died. Some people got trampled, and just overall kind of a hellish environment. So the environmental impact of this was pretty huge. It was on a global scale, essentially. The island itself was 2/3 destroyed. It basically turned into like this caldera, like kind of donut shape. It was just completely destroyed. There's thousands of animal and human carcasses in the sea, and these just floated all over the ocean for years and years. They mixed with debris from the flows, and so the global effects of Krakatoa were the sky was filled with like ash, because some of these eruptions went dozens of kilometers into the air, just shooting debris, and this dropped the worldwide temperatures by 0.4 degrees Celsius that summer. So that was like the main effect, but there was also effects on the rainfall in places like California, which don't normally get much rain. They had a lot of rain, and eventually there was acid rain as well. And there was one other effect of this, which is somewhat environmental, but it didn't really have a negative effect. It changed the color of the sunsets. So back here, you see the reddish sunset? It's kind of like that's what happens sometimes, and painters would try to paint stuff like this because it was extremely rare. But the ash caused these sunsets. So some fun facts. Some of the debris was shot so high that it reached the upper stratosphere from the August 27th eruptions, which were like the 4 biggest eruptions, causing like these booming noises, 310 decibel, which would pretty much make anyone go deaf if they were next to it. After the eruption, some of the tephra, which is like kind of like rocks and stuff, it got shot up. It reached 2,500 kilometers away from the eruption, like laterally, so it got shot really far away. And then in 1928, basically the child of the island that was left, that's what it was called, it became active again. So right now, the volcano is still active. So yeah, and here's some of the sources I used.